and gentlemen, and welcom to this Robo Armourgeddon Extreme 3. Tonight we have the AllStars final, but first we have several matches beforehand. First up is a Vengeance Crunch between Slash and Bison. Now these two actually met in Series 28 in the first round of Heat F, and here's what happened. It was a very good, very close fight. It went to the judges. Slash won on the judges after they decided he was more aggressive and more damaging with the power of its flipper. As you can see here, it had a lot of power and it was even capable of flipping over malfunction. The judges decided that Slash won, but it was a very close decision. However, Bison believed the judges' decision was wrong. They demanded a rematch, and Slash decided to accept the challenge and have given them a rematch.
Rubeteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
So here we are, and immediately, oh, Bison immediately flipped up and over. Oh, they've gone! What was that?
Cease.
They wanted a rematch. What was the point? Let's see this again. They wanted a rematch. They got flipped over once and flipped over and out of the arena. That was the worst Vengeance I've ever seen in my life. Slash have won. Oh dear. But next up it is the Tag Team Terror Final. The teams are Mastiff and Terrible, and they're going up against Storm 2 and Tornado, the two major pushes. Let's see how they got to the final. Tornado and Storm 2 defeated Boar and the Hassocks Hog. The Hassocks Hog was defeated pretty easily, actually, being pitted by Tornado, and then good teamwork prevailed the rest of the fight, and Storm 2 was able to defeat Boar by flipping it over. They couldn't self-right, but then the two decided to attack each other. Will that prohibit their ability in this next round? Not too sure. And actually, to be honest, I'm wondering who the best was. Boar was pitted, and then Sergeant Bash decided that they deserved to be pitted as well. But those two went through, and in the next match, in the next Tag Team Terror match, it was Mastiff versus Battering Ram. Of course, Mastiff teamed up with Terrible. Nitro Blue teamed up with Battering Ram. Nitro Blue came out a bit too early. Terrible wasn't happy with that at all. Nitro Blue did a barrel roll before Mastiff decided it would be fun to flip over both opponents, immobilising them both in the process. Growler disposed of Battering Ram via the Pit of Oblivion. Meanwhile, Nitro Blue was flipped by the Floor Flipper. Our winners are Mastiff and Terrible, and they even had time to take on the House Robots. First by flipping him, and then by pitting Cassius Crow. But they won. So, it's going to be Mastiff and Terrible versus Tornado and Storm 2. This is going to be a great Tag Team Terror final. Two fantastic teams. Who's going to win? Let's find out.
Rubeteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
And this is it, our Tag Team Terror final. And immediately flipped up and over there was Tornado by Mastiff. Oh, so he's broken off the back of Mastiff. That's that spike. That spike helps himself right when they're on their back. Oh, what a flip there though by Mastiff, flipping Tornado onto its side. Out comes Storm 2 now. There wasn't actually a tag. Refbot saying get back into the CPZ. Mastiff now having a bit of a go at Refbot. Up in the air went Tornado. Then Mastiff nearly got them out of the arena. Great fight already this so far. Now Tornado pushing Mastiff back though. Tornado didn't like it. Tagged there by the two teams. Did they have a little bit of a tag against each other there? Not too sure. Remember, these two aren't really good friends, Storm 2 and Tornado. After the last fight, started having a fight afterwards. Oh, over goes Storm 2. And again, Storm 2 now slamming Terrible into the arena sidewall. On their side they go. In comes Mastiff. Now they try and self-right their partners in crime. Terrible. Over they go, and meanwhile now Tornado out of the CPZ, and this is something, and now we've all of a sudden got all four robots on the arena floor. Yes! This is what we want! Mayhem, carnage, destruction, and it's all about to happen. Terrible flipping over Tornado, Tornado in a vulnerable position. Oh my goodness me, what a match this is! Already, Tornado flipped onto its side now, gets up, but what a slam there by Storm 2 into Growler's CPZ, flipping over Terrible in the process. Terrible, not a very well balanced machine. Growler now can do with it what they want. Meanwhile, Tornado and Mastiff having a great fight there on the other side of the arena. Tornado in all sorts of trouble, but now have been righted into a position where they are more deadly and effective. Mastiff want to try and now self-right Terrible, but they're running out of time. Terrible's been upside down for a long time in this fight so far. They will need to right them. This is absolute chaos at the moment. Storm 2 nearly actually did right them there, and Terrible, its problem is it's too tall and too thin. It is very difficult to get it back onto its wheels. It has no streamhack of its own. They really need to think of that, think of a way of fixing that problem of theirs. But I tell you what, currently for me, now at this point in time, Storm 2 and Tornado on top. Definitely on top so far. What a fight this is. Piggyback there from Tornado, rolling them up and over. Oh, dearie, dearie me. Meanwhile now, Mastiff going to flip against Storm 2, though coming back strongly. Oh, and Storm 2 have gone. So it's down to a stalemate. It's more of a two-way fight. Robo checking out on Terrible there, and rightfully so. Terrible, I think, will have to be counted out any second now, to be honest. Meanwhile, Mastiff and Tornado going in. Oh, good drive there by Tornado, and it's a battle between these two machines. Down goes the bit of Oblivion. In comes Shunt with the axe, and Growler comes in as well. Oh, dearie, dearie me, it's all terrible. We've only got two robots. We've got one member from each team left, Tornado and Mastiff. And I don't know who's on top here. Both machines have done really well in this. This has been absolute chaos. Mastiff coming on Tornado, flipping Tornado up and over. Up and over Tornado, and then they go. Oh, we're into the final 10 seconds, so it will go to the judges. It will go to the judges, I think, unless an out in the arena happens or a quick pitching by Tornado comes into play. This is going to go to the judges, though, any second now.
Cease.
Oh, what a match that was. Let's take a look at the replays. There we go. That was a good flip there by Mastiff, putting Tornado on tonight, and a good flip on Storm 2. Storm 2 there immobilised Terrible in fantastic style. They weren't getting back from that, but Mastiff retaliated by flipping Storm 2 up and out of the arena. And from that point onwards, it was a match between Mastiff and Tornado. Tornado looked strong at first with the good pushes. However, as the match prevailed, Mastiff started getting stronger and stronger. Close one, this one. But let's see who the judges have gone for. Who will be our new and current reigning tag team Terror champions? Is Mastiff and Terrible. Well done to them. There they are with their trophy. Flippers raised. And they are our tag team Terror champions. Next up is the Robot Showdown. The four robot stars, Knex, Lego, Card and Pullback. We have Robo Harvester, Spin Cycle, Ninja Bot and Panic Attack all ready to fight it out. In the Knex battle, Chewie was flipped over by Rox and Steve in a dual effort. They couldn't self-right, which was unfortunate for them, and Robo Harvester chewed them up, destroyed them, and then disposed of them out of the arena. Meanwhile, Rox was flipped up and over, though they couldn't get away from, and meanwhile, Steve was flipped. However, Robo Harvester went a bit too close to the pit, but because Steve couldn't self-right in time, they were counted out just before Robo Harvester fell in the pit. But because Steve were counted out first, they lost, and Robo Harvester went through to the Robot Showdown final despite Steve flipping over Shove. Meanwhile, in the Lego battle, Anger looked impressive after doing this amazing flip on Ragnarok straight out of the arena in the opening seconds. Spin Cycle looked in trouble as it was flipped, but was then righted. Up Downer came in with a good flip there on Anger, and another one. However, that caused them to lose their flipper. Eesh. And then, of course, they were prey for the other robots, especially Spin Cycle, who destroyed them and immobilised them before destroying Anger in very similar style, which sent them sailing through to the next round, even if they did flip themselves over. Oops. In the card battle, Mastiff was favoured to win after this almighty flip on the Morgue, throwing it straight out of the arena. They also then had great attacks on Ninja Bot, there, and also a good old flip on Scoop Evo. However, a misguided flip got them stuck in the CPZ, and Ninja Bot took advantage. That was a huge surprise, and Ninja Bot also took advantage of the fallen down Scoop Evo to win the cardboard battle. And finally, in the battle of the pullbacks, Razor got flipped once, and twice, and 3 times out of the arena they went, and Pussycat shortly followed. This led to it being a singles match between Panic Attack and Chaos 2, which Panic Attack dominated. After flipping over Chaos 2 here, Chaos 2 attempted to self-right, got stuck, and were counted out by the ref bot before being pitted by the House Robots. However, Panic Attack decided it would also be fun to pit the House Robots. So there we are, our 4 winners. Robo Harvester representing Knex, Spin Cycle representing Lego, Ninja Bot representing the card machines, and Panic Attack representing the pullbacks. What is the most dominant type of robot? Let's find out.
Rubeteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
So here we are, and immediately Ninjabot flipped up and over by Spin Cycle's spinning power. In comes Robo Harvester now. Remember, Ninjabot is probably the weakest of this lot because 1, it's the one who's not done as well as any of the others, and 2, it's less experienced, and 3, oh, Spin Cycle! Have flipped themselves up and over. Oh, what a shame that is for the team. Oh, Spin Cycle have been flipped. Meanwhile, Ninjabot now coming in. As I was saying, Ninjabot is the less experienced. It's also the weaker armament of the 3. Oh, what a flick there from Robo Harvester. Robo Harvester is very deadly, you know. Very deadly machine. They've won the Seed Slaughter, as you saw in the last episode. And now coming in. Oh, and a little flick there. And another good slam there. They are my favourites to win this along with Panic Attack. I'm sorry, Spin Cycle are gone. Spin Cycle are out of here. There's nothing left of Spin Cycle. They flipped themselves over. They got a terrible balance and a terribly uncontrollable machine. Oh, and they're being absolutely mullered here by the competing machines. And now Ninjabot trying to dispose of them. Oh, they're hanging on the wall by a thread, but Ninjabot comes in and flips them out of the arena. Out you go. Oh, but Ninjabot now stuck on the side wall. And can Robo Harvester end it here for them? Will they mobilise them? No, throwing them over their back. What a battle this is so far, I tell you what. Ninjabot, I'd say, has been the more punished robot out there. Up and over now goes Panic Attack, though. Ninjabot is making a good comeback here. There is Robo Harvester. Oh, Robo Harvester now being picked up by Panic Attack. What a great attack. And they have 15 seconds before they have to let go, remember. And they do let go. Oh, they lost them before they could put them in the pit. That is such a shame. Robo Harvester. Now once again they're on the front forks. A Panic Attack can do it here. Panic Attack nearly put in the pit there by Ninjabot. What an attack by Ninjabot there. Nearly shunted them down the pit. Oh, what an attack that was by Ninjabot. They lifted up Panic Attack and they pretty much pitted Robo Harvester and Panic Attack at the same time. Panic Attack nearly in the pit. They've got to get away from there. Can they get away and will Ninjabot win it here? Will Ninjabot cause an absolute upset? Yes! They've done it! What a victory for Ninjabot! Let's look at that again. What an attack this was. Up and over goes Panic Attack and Robo Harvester fell in. Panic Attack pitted later and, well, Ninjabot, the winners of the Robot Showdown. Next up is the War of the Weapons final. We have flippers, spinners, pendulums, axes, pushers and crushers. Let's see how each weapon got their recognition so far, shall we? In the Flipper Frenzy, we saw Killer 2 win it for the flippers after, well, they defeated Wasp, Chaos 2 and Top Secret. Top Secret first to go out of the arena courtesy of Chaos 2. That was an upset. Meanwhile, Wasp was suffering huge problems, but Killer 2 was suffering huge problems here, and again in the CPZ. However, Killer 2 quickly flipped out Chaos 2 and then flipped out Wasp to go through. They won for the flippers. One in Killer 2 there. In the spinner battle, Dogmeat was favoured to win and lived up to these favouritisms after destroying AT-15 in huge style. Look at that. They also destroyed Spin Cycle, Hypno Disc. Look at the power here, de-shelling Hypno Disc. Meanwhile, that was it for AT-15, and then they immobilised good old Shredderation before trying to destroy Malfunction. Malfunction got revenge and flipped them over. However, Shredderation was immobilised first, so they're out. And despite the fact they took punishment, Dogmeat went through. In the Battle of the Pendulums, Wackerjack made light work there of Terror Tree, but against Stinger they were no real match as they were flipped up and over. They were counted out by the ref bot. But then they managed to get some revenge after Shunt lost his axe tip on them. There! Look at this again. Eesh. Shunt was de-weaponed. However, they were flipped by the floor flipper and Shunt gained revenge for the loss of his axe, leaving Stinger to go through. In the axe attack, Kilohertz were favoured to win due to their high seeding. Meat Cleaver's axe broke. The Judge looked good and impressive with huge heavy hits. Toothpick was immobilised very early on. Axis was flipping over Kilohertz with its axe, which is quite odd. That was the end of Toothpick thanks to Exterminator. Out they went. Exterminator then was pitted by Meat Cleaver, which was a huge upset. Axis had broken down and were counted out by the ref bot, whilst Mr. Psycho disposed of Toothpick. And meanwhile, the judge then pitted favourites Kilohertz in quite a shocking manner, and then were able to pit Meat Cleaver to go through to fight for the axes. The Rammer battle was very, very good. Then crazy, as you'd expect, the Black Shadow got themselves stuck on the arena sidewall. They couldn't get away from there, and they were out in a matter of seconds. Tornado, meanwhile, were put on their side by All Talk. Storm 2 and the Bodyguard were having a fantastic battle out there. Tornado was rammed out of the arena by All Talk, and Storm 2 was nearly pitted before finally being pitted. And then the Bodyguard pitted All Talk to win for the Rammers, whilst Black Shadow were disposed of by Sir Kilowatt. Well done to the Bodyguard. And finally, we had Razor versus Snakebite versus the Raven in the Crusher Cruncher. Razor were favoured to win. In came Snakebite and snagged onto the Raven and crushed and did some serious damage to one of the self-righting arms before pitting the Raven. This led them to go through. Snakebite went on to win for the Crushers. So we have Killer 2 for the Flippers, Dogmeat for the Spinners, Stingers for the Pendulums, Thor for the Axes, the Bodyguard for the Pushers, and Snakebite for the Crushers. Who's going to win? I haven't got a clue. Let's get to the arena.
Rubeteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
There's Thor replacing the judge. Down comes our hammer on the top of Bodyguard. Meanwhile, Killer 2. Oh, what a flip there from Killer 2, taking out both Dogmeat and Thor at the same time. Stinger now upending Dogmeat properly. In comes Snakebite, very slow movement, crushing in there on the Bodyguard. Oh, what a shot there though from Stinger. And Stinger are strong and deadly. And whoa, up and over goes Snakebite. Snakebite though, they have a self-righting mechanism, but it's a very slow stream. There we go, they've self-righted. Oh, what happened there? I think they somehow flip themselves over. They try and self-right, but they fail to do so. Dogmeat are upside down. Thor, they have the hammer to self-right. Don't think it's going to happen though. Killer 2's favourite to win this one, as to his Stinger. And I think the 3. I think, to be honest, oh, Killer 2 nearly righted Dogmeat there. Dogmeat, I think, is going to take him to the arena sidewall and be flipped out the arena. No, they land on their wheels. They're okay. And now we get to see that spinner finally come into play. Took long enough. There we go. Coming in. And who are they going to attack first? They're going to attack Snakebite. Snakebite. Snakebite getting mullered. Oh dearie, dearie me. Stinger very strong out there. Stinger looks impressive. They all look impressive. All the robots that are still moving look impressive so far. Thor, less about that one the better, of course. The judge's new machine. And oh, dearie, dearie me. Being absolutely mullered. In comes the Bodyguard on Dogmeat. Refbot counting out Thor, rightfully so. Thor's hammer cannot self-right the machine. That is a shame. Well, it did manage to self-right it in the seats long, that shocks me, but they go out anyway. Out, one of them having some problems with the hammer. There's Stinger on a good hit on Killer 2, who are now trying to flip out Snakebite, I think. Yep, Snakebite. Are they going out the arena? No. Now they can self-right, don't forget, but they've been upside down for a long time. Refbot coming in to count them out. Ah, but they've self-righted. But I don't think they're mobile anymore. Refbot's still counting them out. The count is continuing. And I'm guessing Snakebite were immobilised. They must have been, because they've been counted out. Out they go. Dogmeat's blade spinning up to speed. There it is. Coming in, trying to cause some serious damage to someone. But to be honest, right, Stinger's got tough armament, and Killer 2 and the Bodyguard, I think, are too small to be damaged. And they've been flipped up and over again by Killer 2. And Killer 2, you know, I think could win it here. I think the Flippers have a very good chance of winning this. Out go Dogmeat! It's not going to be the Spinners, is it? Goodness me! What a flip there from Killer 2. In slams the Bodyguard in on a Stinger. Those two, of course, had a great battle last series, which ended in Stinger actually losing. The House Robots coming in to destroy Thor. Why not? They didn't do anything in that, let's be honest. In comes Killer as well with his crushing claw on the lance. Evil House Robot. Shunt Axe, of course, is still alive. Oh! Thor have been righted! We're going to see that hammer come into play. It's a bit late though, unfortunately. The axes have gone. So too have the crushers. Bash coming in, I think, to dispose of them. The pit release button has been depressed. Oh dearie, dearie me. And down will go Snakebite any second now. Goodbye. They're probably the worst Robo in there actually. They didn't do much, did they? Thor. Actually, we're counting out first, so technically they were the worst Robo out there. And they've been plucked up by Kill-A-Lot and dumped down the pit, and rightfully so. So who's going to win out of these three? My money's on Killer 2. Very experienced, very successful, very powerful weapon. Difficult to get a hold of Stinger though, isn't it, with that flipper as they get them out the arena! And they nearly did it then! Wow! What a flip that was! Meanwhile, up in the air goes the bodyguard. And again, it's invertible though. In comes... oh! Stinger! And they've destroyed the flipper of Killer 2! Killer 2's weapon is broken off. It's still mobile, yeah, but it's lost its weapon! What hope does it have? Oh, and they have no push behind them, literally. Without that flipper, they have no push. And down they go. That is a huge upset. And Stinger going on. Oh, and the bodyguard have been pitted. And that leaves Stinger as the winner of the War of the Weapons. They came in behind on an attack. And they managed to swing their mace. And managed to pit the bodyguard out of nowhere. And they win it. They are the winners of the War of the Weapons. Well done to the Pendulum. Wow, and now, speaking of bodyguard, it is time for the All-Stars final. The bodyguard versus Firestorm. Let's see how the two machines got to the All-Stars final, shall we? Firestorm defeated Panic Attack with very huge degrees of ease, really. And Top Secret in the semi-finals on a very good judge's decision. Meanwhile, the bodyguard had no problems really defeating Fury, and Kilohertz went out via the pit. Down they went. So it's going to be the bodyguard versus Firestorm in the All-Stars final. Who's going to win? I don't know, but it's going to be a great battle. Let's get to the arena.
Rubeteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
This is it, the All-Stars final. Two favourites of machines, the best of our All-Stars so far. Firestorm and bodyguard. The bodyguard being flipped up by Firestorm. Good drive here by Firestorm into the CPZ with shove. Oh, it's over! What happened there? It's over already. That was the shortest final ever. Look at this again. Good drive here by Firestorm into the CPZ. Got underneath. And out went the bodyguard. What a victory then for Firestorm. And they have done it. They are All-Stars champions. There they are with their trophy. I don't believe it. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for watching this episode of Robot Wars Armageddon Extreme 3, and we will see you next time for the Third World Championships. I've been your host, Anderson9132, and goodbye.